Hello planner friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Cassie and I share planner related videos like this one here on my channel. Today I will be doing a plan with me and I hope you enjoy. For this plan with me, I will be using this beautiful kit from Sadie Stickers. This is her June 2022 kit. I believe she had a monthly that matched this as well. But I picked this kit out because this week that I'm memory planning here is our beach vacation week that we went to the beach with my mom and one of my brothers and my sister and their families, and we rented a house for the whole week. So I picked this kit out because it really reminded me of my mother, and she was the one who wanted to go on this beach vacation. We all love the beach, and they usually come down and visit every year, and we do like an overnight. I think I mentioned this in my last video when I went over the kit. If you haven't checked that video out, that is on my channel. I went through why I picked this kit out, as well as how I picked out the deco that I'd be using for the kit, and just a little bit behind the scenes of how I get ready for my plan with me's. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free to check that one out. It gives you a little bit more insight into why I picked this kit. But like I mentioned in that video, this one it reminded me of my mother in so many ways. And so I had to pick this one up, and I'm so glad that I did. You kind of saw the brief little pan over in the beginning, but I really am just super happy with how this came out and had so much fun with it. So diving in here, so I did use the bottom washi from the kit. I contemplated doing something kind of fun and different in the bottom, but I really loved the bottom washi and the way that it tied in all of these beautiful florals. So I did go ahead and just lay down the bottom washi like normal down there, and then I am working on the month section right now. So that taco is from the Panda Bird Designs and Gathered Plans collection, the Gathered Layers collection. And then the August month script is from Monk and Marple. They do say hello August, but I took out the hello because this isn't really the beginning of August. It's kind of the second week of August. So yeah, so I'm just putting that down. While I'm doing the date cover deco area here, I am going to answer some questions. So for my last plan with me, I had asked for people to ask me questions on Instagram, and I didn't really get the responses in time before I did my voiceover. So I figured I would just use those for this one. So one of the questions that I got was from Charisse from Plan with Cherry Ann. She is another amazing one to follow. If you are not already following her or don't know of her, she is super sweet. I feel like she's always championing all the shops in the community, and she's just she has really great layering skills, and just love her and her channel. So if you don't follow Charisse, make sure you're following her. But she asked me, what is my favorite thing to do to pass time? So this is a hard one for me. So I feel like, I mean, the obvious answer would be planning, right? Because that's what I would love to do. When I have downtime, that's what I'm trying to do, is plan. So I would say planning. That's kind of the given as far as passing time. What do I actually do to pass time? That's a different story. So I feel like a lot of times I get caught in the rut of like just scrolling Instagram. I'm not really like a Facebook person. I created one a while ago when I was on Harriet Wright Designs PR team, because we were all like, we had to be on Facebook. And then we didn't, and I have Facebook, and now all my like out of town family has found me, and so I still have it, but I don't really scroll Facebook a whole lot. I just don't like it. Instagram is where it's at for me. So I will mindlessly scroll, especially planning stuff, because I feel like that's like my happy place. So yeah, I would say scrolling Instagram. If I had a choice as far as like what I would like to do, it would always be planning. I do enjoy reading as well, and I'm currently like reading a book called What the Heck Do I Eat by Mark Hyman. If you're not familiar with him, he does a lot of like functional medicine stuff, and I just find it fascinating to learn about the food industry and all the different food groups and what we should be eating and shouldn't be. I do have a lot of food sensitivities that I'm discovering, and it's just helpful to kind of learn. Sometimes it's information overload, but sometimes it's helpful, just to learn like what things I should eat and what things I shouldn't, whether it's a sensitivity or not, just what's the best in each group. So anyway, I would say reading would be another one if I actually got to read like I want to read. So yeah, favorite thing to do to pass time. So I would love to know what your favorite thing to do to pass time is down below. Let me know. Do you enjoy reading, gardening, obviously planning? If you're here watching, you probably enjoy planning. But what is your favorite thing? Okay, sorry about that. I was asking what is your favorite thing to do to pass time, but my phone decided to overheat because I was hiding out in my car to do my voiceover, and I had to give it a break. So sorry about that. But yeah, comment below. Let me know what your favorite thing to do to pass time is. I would love to hear from you guys. So I'll jump back into the spread a little bit here. Basically, I think everything in my date cover deco area is Sadie stickers. I bought, as you could see in the beginning there, I bought a lot of the add-ons. So I used some of the florals and then a lot of the add-ons. The days of the week scripts are also from Sadie stickers. Those were a $2 Tuesday at one point. Kind of obsessed with those. I feel like I'm going to be using those a lot moving forward because I really love them in this one. I don't think I've actually gotten to that yet. So yeah, there they are. But all the little deco in there that I have, and then all the other things, I won't spoil it, I suppose, but you've already seen it. Everything in there basically is Sadie stickers. I think the only thing is in the month section there, that script was from Monk and Merple, which I already mentioned. But as I'm looking at this, everything else is Sadie stickers, either from the kit and deco or a $2 Tuesday. So, all right, so let's see what other questions I got here. Carly from Boy Mama Plans 04 on Instagram. She's another one to follow. I know she doesn't post quite as regularly, but when she does, her spreads are really beautiful. I've gotten to know her a little bit through Instagram, and she's just super sweet. So if you are not following Carly, go give her a follow. She asked me, what new planner trend do you like the most? And then she also asked, are you staying with an A5 wide planner for 2023? So lots of things to think about. All right, so what new planner trend do you like the most? Gosh, I feel like, all right, I'm hopefully getting this video up if YouTube cooperates with me here in InShot. This is Sunday, October 9th, so I'm hoping I get this up today. But just this past weekend, all of these new releases, I feel like everybody has revamped their kit format. I know a couple weeks ago, my newest addiction had revamped hers and made it a 3-page format to make it a little bit more affordable for people. And then you can choose the add-ons that you like, which is really nice. And then this weekend, trying to think of everybody that I saw. Sadie Stickers did a huge one. Hers is amazing. Pretty Pink Co. did one. Who else? I feel like there was like 3 or 4 people. I can't think of who else right now, but a bunch of different shops. I feel like, oh, Peach Palm is working on hers as well. Who else? Comment below if you remember who else, but there's a lot of people that are revamping. So I feel like the trends are really shifting. So as far as what one I'm liking the most, I would say, I guess just the fact that this is starting to be more almost like a scrapbook, I feel like. I think, all of us do this for memory planning. Some people do functional with the stickers, with the sticker kits and make it like decorative functional. For me, this is more memory planning, which is kind of reminiscent of scrapbooking anyway. But I feel like people are like thinking outside the box, like literally. And even some of the things that I did in here with cutting some of these boxes up, like not just being so stuck with the same like boxes, I guess, for lack of a better word. Just kind of like, all right, how can I use this sticker and use it differently than like maybe it was intended for back in the day when we all just like laid down all the boxes and the checklists and let it go, right? So I think I would say that's my favorite trend right now, is just that everybody is getting super creative and doing different things in their planners. So all of the journaling elements, I really am loving that. But just the creativity that's coming from all of these different add-ons. I feel like as a shop owner, I'm not a shop owner, but I feel like as a shop owner, I would feel a little bit like overwhelmed maybe. I feel like it's constantly shifting and changing right now. And while that's amazing for us as consumers, I can imagine that's stressful for shop owners. So shop owners, if any of you are watching, kudos to you guys for keeping up with the trends and really trying to just deliver on what the community is looking for, because it's always changing. And so you guys are always having to shift gears, and I super appreciate that you guys do that. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a really long answer for what new planner trend. But I would say just the creativity overall, and all of the different elements that we're getting with all these different kit reformats and add-ons. That's my favorite. This little trick here, I mentioned this probably every plan with me. I learned that from Danny with the Planny. This one, oh my gosh, you guys are going to laugh. Like if you're actually like sitting here watching this and not just listening to me in the background of the rest of your life. I put these boxes around like so many different ways before I finally figured out what I was doing. And then it dawned on me to do what I did with cutting some of them. But yeah, it's just taken me forever. So anyway, have fun watching all my brain be crazy. I will jump on to the next question. The next question Carly asked me was, are you staying with an A5 wide planner for 2023? So I think for memory planning, I will. I really enjoy the A5 wide format when it comes to memory planning. I feel like it gives me enough space to be able to put everything down that I did for the day. I don't know. I just really enjoy that. So yeah, I would say for memory planning, I am going to stick with the A5 wide. I have no intention of changing that. I've done in the past, not while I've been doing Plan With Me's on YouTube, but before I kind of got in the vibe with A5 wide, I was doing B6. I had a B6TN for a while. Then I went to A5 and then I went to the A5 wide. And I don't really see myself changing from that for memory planning. I am, however, considering changing up my functional planner. So I have a personal rings that's for my functional, but I have not really used it much this year at all, really, which is sad to me. I have a million inserts, and before Jasenia closed shop, I bought a bunch more. I downloaded them, but I haven't printed anything yet. So I am considering looking into like a hobo cousin. I have never in my life wanted a Hobonichi cousin or otherwise, but I think with more of these transparent stickers and the journaling trends and just seeing people use them functionally, I am very intrigued, and I think that maybe that would work better for me than a rings, because as much as I love the flexibility for rings, the fact of like having to print things and do all of that, I feel like I have such limited free time right now that I'm always choosing between setting up a functional planner and getting that ready versus memory planning, and memory planning generally wins out. So I've been using just like a little notebook, like I don't even know what size this one is. This one actually is from the dollar store, but I have been using this little notebook just to like write down what I ate for the day, what my day was like at the end of the day, just kind of like, it's not even a journal. It's just literally writing down all of the things. So that way I can like reference that for when I'm doing my memory planning. Also helps me as far as like my food and my moods and all that. Like if I was having a bad day and I noticed I didn't eat enough protein today, general correlation for me. So just things like that. So that I've just kind of like let go of my perfectionist, like I want it all in this pretty little planner, and just kind of like, all right, take a notebook and write it down, and at least it's there. So yeah, next year, I think I'm probably going to put a poll up on Instagram and stories and just ask, all of you out there what your opinions are as far as Hobonichi, cousin versus like, I think, was it Annie Plans and Aura Estelle did like a notebook with Tomo River paper. I think I've heard A5 Wonderland is also really good. Elaine and Ellie Boutique, Tani was telling me that one. So I would really like to know, and comment below if you guys have any feedback on like a bound, planner to use for like function. Well, it'd be for functional for me, but I know a lot of people use them for journaling. So let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, Carly, I will be staying with an A5 wide for memory planning. Really long answer, but I'm exploring other options for keeping the rest of my current life in order. Okay, so let me see. What am I doing here? If you do Plan With Me, do you ever like not watch your Plan With Me while you're talking? When I'm answering questions, I'm just like not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay. I did leave some of my like flipping through my stickers in here. So I don't know. Let me know if that's something you enjoy or not, seeing me flip through all my pile. But you saw in if you watched my other video, that I have like little piles of each like dividers and deco and all that. So sometimes I'm pulling out that whole pile and flipping through it. So here I'm just using these really super, I think they're called super skinny dividers, something like that, from Monk and Marple. If you're not following Monk and Marple or Rachel Wright Otting, that's her planner page, and then Monk and Marple's her shop page. But she is also another sweet human. There's so many amazing people in this community, really. But I absolutely adore Rachel, and she is so kind. She had sent me these dividers and a bunch of other stickers a while back, like before she even opened her shop, for me to try out. And I really love all of her stickers. These super thin dividers, these are like just one of my favorite things. And I feel like they came in so handy. When I did these boxes, kind of like cockeyed the way I did, I felt like it needed something to kind of differentiate it and not just like be on top of the other box. I don't know, I wanted it to look more purposeful. So I love Dash of Sun Designs. I feel like she was one of the first ones that had skinny dividers. The first one that I know of that had like the little skinny foil dividers like in her kits. I know we are all like obsessed with the skinny headers right now. I guess going back to that new planner trend, I would say that's one of my favorite things too right now is the skinny headers. I've always loved Dash of Sun's skinny headers that she had in her kits, and then she always had it in her washi strip too. That was one of my favorite things, and now I feel like some other shops kind of like had a few of them in there, like Sadie Stickers had some, My Newest Addiction, but nobody really had like full sets, and now I'm noticing that that's becoming a thing, so definitely loving that. But Monk and Marple has these really skinny ones, so I like the Dash of Sun because they're a little bit thicker, and sometimes I want thicker, and then I love these Monk and Marple really thin ones for when I want something a little bit more dainty. And I felt like some of the things in here that I had were a little bit thicker, so I wanted to keep some other things dainty to kind of balance it out. Like even that one right there that I'm putting down, that lace one, that one's a little bit of like a thicker. And then like the seashell ones, those were a little thicker. So I liked the super dainty, like I think I have the dainty scallop from Sadie Stickers, and then the dainty like wave from Sadie Stickers, and then the dainty lines. So yeah, had a lot of fun with those boxes. And I am so thankful I have the skinny dividers to kind of like just make it look better. Okay, so working on the sidebar, I pulled in the journaling torn page sheet. I felt like that kind of looked like a beach, so I wanted to create like a sand, like a beachy scene. So I pulled in Miss and Meow, these transparent stickers. I just like pulled in a bunch of the rectangular ones and layered them underneath to try to make it look kind of beachy. And then I thought, how fun would it be to have these shells peeking out, looking like they're coming out of the water. So they were too thick. Like, I mean, I could have put them underneath, but then I would have wasted half of it. So I just cut them in half and then just kind of like put them underneath the torn paper and then on top of the like transparent sticker. Yeah, that was like one of my favorite parts of this whole spread. So you'll see later on, I do my whole sidebar, and then I didn't do it on camera when I tore it up and like moved it, but I do end up shifting everything at some point here. You'll probably, if you're paying attention, like notice it towards the end. But I didn't do it right away. I did it after like a couple days, and then when I tore it up, like to move it, all of the foil from some of the waves that I put on there and some of the shells, like it all started just like crumbling, and that was so sad. So I had to kind of redo everything. And then if you look closely when I'm doing my pan over, like underneath one of the waves, it was sticky because I didn't lay it right over the same spot, and then it got like some fuzzies on it, so I'm kind of bummed about that. But yeah, underneath that wave right there, but you can't see yet. So anyway, I still love the sidebar. It's still one of my favorite things that I did. So I'll come back to that in a little bit here. I guess I'll look and see what other questions I had, and then I'll come back to that because that takes me a minute. So let's see. Lauren from Plan Mosh Plan. I am always talking about Lauren, so I'm sure you guys are already following her, but I adore her as well. Make sure you're following her. She said one thing sticker kits should have more of and one thing they should have less of. So again, she had asked me this before. She probably knew because she's on Sadie Sticker's team that she was reformatting. Same with Pretty Pinko. She probably knew, so she was probably asking for feedback. But she did a really cool story or a series of stories on her Instagram stories, like asking for feedback from the community, and it was really cool. So I guess, I mean, some of these things have already like come to pass, but for me, one thing sticker kits should have more of, I obviously thought skinny headers because I just love dainty headers in general. I think Lauren shares that sentiment with me. But I I just love dainty. So for me, those skinny headers, I'm not really big into using headers from the kit. I did use the headers from this kit that were the simple line ones, and I layered over top of them the Sadie stickers dates, and I love how that came out. Like the date, they're not dots, they're like a date divider. I don't know how to describe it. But I don't typically use the headers because for me, they're just like too thick. And I feel like I don't always have enough room in my spread to do that. Sometimes I probably do, but I don't know. I like the dainty look more. So for me, the skinny headers are where it's at and what I'm obsessed with right now. So I'm really happy that a lot of shops are putting more of those in. And then, okay, real quick before I answer the second part of the question, in this part, I put the boat up top here and I wanted it to have some color underneath. Like I took that little fireburst and it looked kind of like a ray of sunshine. So I wanted some yellow under it, but I felt like it looked silly to have it just under there. So I just took the Sadie stickers, like transparent date cover, like swatches and swashes. I don't know. I think they're swashes, but I don't know. My mind should be a swatch. I don't know. Anyway, I took some of those and I just like cut them up to fit like in the little spots and made it look like this like yellow sky with the boat in front of it. And I kind of love how that came out as well. Yeah, the part where I had the scallops underneath, that's the part that I moved. I ended up moving that to the bottom of the sidebar and then moved everything else up because it made more sense to me to have the boat with the beach. But I didn't think about it while I was doing it, so I had to do it after. So anyway, one thing kits should have less of. For me, I don't care for, well, checklists I feel like having less of, and I think a lot of them just did that. I still like to have a couple checklists, but I don't need them to be super long, and I don't need that many. So I'm glad that most people got rid of a lot of checklists. The other thing, like the little like flags or headers that say like to do and errands and this week, like I don't ever use those, and I don't really see a lot of people in the community using those. So those were another thing that I felt like they should have less of. And I think for the most part, people have gotten rid of those or like moved them as an add-on, which I super appreciate. Trying to think if there's anything else that kits should have less of. More of, definitely deco. I feel like having deco in the kit is super helpful, especially when it's like, not the same orientation as it is in the kit. So like kind of going the opposite direction or whatever, that's super helpful as well. So yeah, I think that's the majority of things that I would say more of or less of. But I feel like we got a lot of that in the kit reformats that just came out. So if you're watching this and you haven't checked out the new formats for any of these shops, I know, like I said, my newest addiction, her new reformat is really good. Sadie Stickers is really good. Pretty Pink Co. also really good. I know there's more, but those are the main ones out. Peach Palm. So definitely check out all the new reformats. Give them feedback too. I feel like these shop owners are really looking for feedback. I know Maria from Two Little Bees, she's always looking for feedback in her stories. And it's just cool that the shop owners care enough to like ask us and not just keep making the same thing, because it would probably be much easier for them. So yeah, kudos to them for that. So let's see. I did add these little butterflies in here above the beach chair, but then spoiler alert, those come back out. I didn't feel like this kit was like really good for butterflies. I wish that I had gotten some like seagulls, and I think it was Lauren in her beach kit that she was doing, like the Panda Bird and Tay from Shantae Plans, their collab. I think it was that one that I saw that she had some seagull deco from Sadie Stickers, and I don't know how I missed that, but I'm really sad that I did, because I needed that for this kit. I wanted some for like above the boat and just in different areas, and I was like, man, nobody made seagull deco. And then I saw it in her plan with me and was like, oh, just kidding, I completely missed it. So I just added some dragonflies. I feel like dragonflies are at the beach, and my mother loves dragonflies, and this kit was, kind of like, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but it reminds me of my mom. So I wanted to like pay respect to my mom, I guess. That sounds like she's not alive anymore when I say pay respect. I don't know. Pay homage, is that the word that I'm looking for, maybe, to my mother. And I felt like sprinkling dragonflies throughout made more sense than the butterflies. So I did kind of change things, and the butterflies come back out. For this chair here, I did cut out all of the little white space in the chair so that I could wedge the flowers underneath it. and make it like, I don't know, just easier to like weave things in and out versus having all the white space in there. So, yeah, for right now, that's, oh, look, see, now you can see where I moved my sidebar. If you go back and rewind, you can see where now everything shifted. So I moved everything up, had to change up, like add a different wave and all that because I lost the foil off of it. So, yeah, good job, Cassie. Sometimes my brain, I just need to slow down. Okay, so I'm moving into Monday now. I'm going to answer another question, I think, and then I'll start going into day-to-day stuff. But Jenny from Jenny and Her Plans, another amazing person to follow. Jenny is just so creative, and I love her layering. I was just watching her stories before I came back on to do my voiceover, and she's just so good. So follow Jenny from Jenny and Her Plans. But she asked, how do you resist buying planner things, and do you always stick to your planner budget? Ooh, I feel... I don't know, attacked? No, just kidding. Not attacked. Seen, maybe. How do I resist buying planner things? I'm really bad at resisting buying planner things, Jenny, and anybody else who's wondering. I'm really bad at that. So I've been trying to be better by, and I've mentioned this in my haul videos, but I've been trying to be more intentional. I think what generally gets me are like Sadie stickers, $2 Tuesdays. I feel like every week I'm putting something in for that. I also I love patterns and artwork and people's creativity. And so kits always get me as well. And then I don't have enough icons because I forget to buy icons because I'm so busy buying everything else. So it's hard for me to resist kits, and deco, I would say, are my biggest weaknesses. So I've been really trying to be intentional. So if I see there's a $2 Tuesday, like I'm trying to think of what kits do I have, what deco do I already have, and what do I need to supplement it so that I'm not going crazy and buying all 3 foil colors of everything that's coming out. Some weeks I'm really successful with it, and other weeks I just am like, buy it all. So I'm getting there. I'm learning to be better. I'm not super great at that, but I'm trying. I also okay, so she said, do you always stick to your planner budget? So I had a planner budget, and then I went on a no spend for a while, and I didn't put myself back on a budget, and then I was just trying to be more mindful. But pretty sure after this voiceover, I'm sitting down with my husband to go over that budget. So wish me luck. So yeah, I will need to be sticking to my planner budget better because I can guarantee you I have not been. And when I actually add up what I've been spending, I'm probably going to be like, holy crap, I've got to get my life back together. So there you go, Jenny. There's a little inside information into my spending habits when it comes to planning. Comment below. Let me know if I'm not alone. I have a feeling I'm not alone because I think many of us just, want to buy all the pretty stickers. But tell me in the comments below, and all of us, if you do stick to your planner budget, how do you do that? What are your techniques, and how do you make sure that you don't go over your budget, but still are able to get what you need? And how do you resist buying planner things when they're in your face and you want them? So, I guess one other thing while I'm doing that, that I've been doing as well, and I've shared videos here on my channel in regards to that, but is paying attention to what kits I have and like being intentional for what weeks I'm using each kit so that I'm not just overbuying, because I have a tendency to overbuy kits, like I said. So I have been trying to be more cautious of that. And if I see one that I really love, but I don't have a spot for it, then I need to figure out, like, am I destashing something? What am I doing to make room for this? Because I can't just be needlessly spending. So there's always something like, the next year that comes out that you love more, or that's a different format or whatever. So I'm trying to keep that in mind as well, that not to get caught up in like the FOMO aspect of like, oh my gosh, I won't get it. Because chances are it'll come back next year and it'll be even better than it is. So just because I love it, if I already have something else that I loved and bought, then I need to like stick with that and honor that I bought that, and then wait until next year or whatever for the other kit. So, okay, hopefully that helps. I would love if you guys commented about your information as well. Okay, so let's go into Monday. Monday I put down just like that little decorative circle from the kit. And then I pulled in another circle from like the little functional add-on, and then I layered over that a paper trail plans and Lauren from Plan Mosh Plan. It was their collab where they had like the little boxes and circles for layering over boxes, just like I used it. So I layered that over that to give it a little bit of shine with the foil. And then the garland is from Sadie Stickers, and obviously the florals are from the kit. I don't know, let's see, I didn't pull anything else in there yet. So I kind of left that corner blank because I was marking that it was a lazy day there, but I didn't really have anything like cozy. I don't have any couches or like blankets or pillows or something to make it seem like, you know, a lazy day. I don't know. I pull something in later, so I'll share that when I get to it. But I just left that blank. Sometimes when I can't think of what I'm doing, I'll just leave it and move on. And then I know that as I'm doing something else, it'll come back to me. So, and then below that, it was a little bit tricky for me with these sideways boxes to figure out how to put things and like create it. So I just added a floral on the side of the box to kind of take up that little weird space. And then I used a just like a regular page flag from the kit. I did a little bit of like the wave divider and cut it so that it has like a border on the top, and added some florals and little like leaves on that page flag. And then did some florals, and I put little hearts on there. I was using that area to mark that I got to snuggle on the porch with my little baby niece, Amelia. If you follow me on Instagram, I was sharing with everybody when she was born. She was born a couple of months early. And I'd asked for prayers for her, and she's doing so well. She's a little chunker now and just doing so well, and still has fiery red hair, and I'm so excited. But I got to just snuggle on the porch with her. We had gotten to the beach that Saturday. Saturday we got there, and it ended up, I don't know that I'll be doing a plan with me video for the week before, because I think I'm at this point going to move forward into my fall kits and then just do my other back planning like off camera. But my brother and sister-in-law and my mom and the two girls, my two nieces, were all flying down here. And so Friday, they were supposed to fly in Friday night, and their flight from New York to Maryland was fine, but then from Maryland to North Carolina got canceled. So they could not find a rental car that was big enough for all of them. So Brian and I, my husband, we hopped in the car Friday night, just impromptu, and drove to Maryland, which is like halfway back to New York. So it was like a 4.5 5 hour trip to Maryland, picked them up at the airport, drove them back overnight, and then had to go to my son's football thing Saturday morning. And then we had to pack and then leave for the beach. So Saturday was crazy, and we got there. And then Sunday, I'm pretty sure Sunday was the day that we cooked dinner for everybody. So Monday was just like, I needed a lazy day. So snuggled with the baby on the porch and had a lazy day. And then we did seafood night. My mom had bought a bunch of lobster, and so we did lobster and shrimp and fish and had an amazing seafood dinner. And I just pulled in a table from Crafts by Towie to mark that. And then Tuesday, the top, that's one of my favorite things that I did. I pulled in like a little, I think it was a fireworks from Sadie Stickers, but it looked like a sun. It was the same one that I used in the sidebar. And then I layered some transparent like swashes, whatever, underneath that. Those were from, I think, the journaling kit. But I layered those underneath there to kind of make it look like the sunrise. And I'm kind of obsessed with how that came out. And then I used the Miss and Meow transparent, like little rectangular swash there to make it look like the beach. And then the seashell like wave divider thing from Sadie Stickers. I just really love how that came out. But we woke up early that morning. I had wanted to get up early to do sunrise on the beach, but then I am not a morning person. But I ended up my bladder woke me up, and I was like, you know what, let's just go down to the beach since I'm already awake. So we went down and did the sunrise on the beach and watched the sun come up and just walked the beach. My mom came down when she woke up, and it was just like really peaceful. And then after that, I had made myself some breakfast. I didn't mark that, but I did make myself some breakfast, and then grabbed my prayer journal and sat out on the deck. The house that we were renting had a really beautiful deck and like some like captain lifeguard chairs. So I sat out there with my prayer journal and put some worship music on and just had some really good prayer time in the morning. And then underneath in that kind of like weird spot, again, that really long weird spot, I just pulled in a house from White Deer Stationery and added a little Sadie Stickers bow to that, just to mark that we visited my daughter Ellie and my niece Nevaeh. Them and their boyfriends had gotten like their own house there because we had too many people for ours. And they were like 10 minutes away. So we went up and visited their cute little like cottagey house that they had, rented through Airbnb as well. So that was fun. And then I just marked underneath that we did a night walk on the beach with a little shoe from Letters to Apollo and the little I think that swatch was from the journaling kits, like a light pink one. So yeah. Um, and then where are we at? Okay, now I'm on Wednesday. See, I'm caught up already. Okay, so yeah, that was Tuesday. Kind of just another chill day, which was great. Really, I mean, having a week of just kind of chill time was what we needed. Wednesday on the top there, I did layer a couple boxes from one of the add-ons as well as some deco. And then I took a scallop from the Panabird Designs and gathered plans, their gathered layers collection. I never know exactly how to say all that. And then I just put some florals behind it on top of it and then some little deco just to kind of take up space because I really didn't have a whole lot Wednesday. I realized while I was there that I wrote in this thing, I just wrote hard day. You'll see when I kind of do the pan over with after the pen, but I just was really struggling mentally, if I'm being honest. I am such a go, go, go person that I think for the first several days, I just kept going and like cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids. I took my nieces and I was just going, going, going. And so I realized like I'm exhausted and I need to rest, but I don't know how to rest very well. So it was kind of like I walked to the beach and, was just like, man, I am really struggling. That night before, Tuesday night, was like, man, I'm really struggling with finding rest and feeling like that's okay to do. And so Wednesday was just like a hard mental day for me. I was kind of sorting through all my feelings of like, why do I feel like I can't rest? So yeah, it was like a good thing, but it was really hard. And then underneath that, I sometimes I'll do this. So insight into my life here. I haven't done this in a long time, but I felt the need to do this here. We were all in one house and I am very much an introvert and I need some space sometimes. And it was really hard to have space as much as I love my family. So I drove to just like the little Food Lion in the town and at the beach town, and sat in the parking lot for like 3 hours. I just sat in the car and like chilled out and, just processed whatever was going on emotionally and mentally for me and sat there. So yeah, I just used a little Crafts by Towie card to mark that. And then underneath that, I pulled in a box. We, of course, like any family, have some drama. We had a little family feud that night. I won't go into details over everything just to, save privacy for my family. But it was definitely difficult. I don't think we will all do a beach house again together because that was just too much with all of our different families and the different dynamics. And everything kind of came to a head that night. So I just used a little box to mark family feud. I just decided to label it Family Feud because at least that's semi-comical. But yeah, that was Wednesday night. We almost went home because I was just like done. But I didn't want to ruin the vacation for my mom, and I really wanted to spend time with my nieces because I don't get to see them, and they're little and growing up so fast. So we did decide to stay, and we had already bought tickets to the aquarium for the next day. That was like a couple hours away, like an hour and a half away from where we were. So we got up early Thursday morning and went to the aquarium, and that was so much fun. I took the stroller. It just like had the baby with me, so that way my brother and his fiance could watch my 3-year-old niece and like her joy and wonder at the aquarium. I was enjoying watching her little face with everything too. It's really cool to like watch things through the eyes of little ones, and I wanted to see the joy and wonder, but I also was like, I want them to be able to do that. And so I took the baby and just kind of was like, I'll drive the stroller and take the baby with me so that way you guys can like enjoy. So I took her for a good portion of that. And just, it was just a lot of fun to watch her little face and be so excited. And we did the little gift shop, so that was fun. And then my brother loves like all kinds of adventures. He was looking for megalodon teeth on the beach. And so there was another beach, a little further away from where we were, that, had rumors of having like really big megalodon teeth. So he wanted to go and, do some, I don't know what you even call it. He does like gold panning and stuff in Colorado too. He takes like the little sifter thing and he was looking for them. So he wanted to go do that. So we offered to take the baby home because I was like, that's gonna be really difficult with the baby. And they took my 3-year-old niece, Mackenzie, but they let us take the baby home. And she was so cranky on the way home. Oh my gosh. We had to stop. I pulled in this little diaper bag from Crafts by Towie. I actually foiled that one myself because it was just on like a regular, like a sampler that was black and white. So I foiled that and I foiled the little credit card underneath it. And that was kind of fun. I haven't foiled anything in a long time. So that was kind of fun. I totally screwed up all the rest of the stickers on the sheet when I did it, but it's okay. I just needed that diaper bag to be foiled. And it's not perfect, but it's okay. So if it looks imperfect, that's because I foiled it, not because Towie foiled it. So just so you know. Anyway, so yeah, we had to pull over so we could like take her out and change her and feed her and try to get her happy. But she is like totally a fiery redhead. It's like when she cries, she just screams. Like she'll yell. Like, I don't know, I've never heard a baby do that, but she just like yells. So anyway, I ended up sitting in the back with her on the way home so I could like keep her occupied because she was so miserable. And then that night we all met up. So there is a store near the beach. It's got like the entrance to it is like a giant crocodile mouth. So like it's got a giant crocodile on the outside and you walk in through the mouth. And so every year since we've moved here, we've been here, I think 7 years now. Yeah, this year is 7 years. When my family comes to visit, we take the kids to this little shop when we go to the beach and we get a picture of them in the mouth of the crocodile. So we have 7 years now of pictures of the kids, in the crocodile mouth. If I remember, I'll try to stick a picture on the screen here of this year's. So it's cool because we've seen the progression of like, as they've gotten older, and then now we've got like the boyfriends in the picture and, and then my nieces who weren't there before. So, just one of our favorite things. So we met up there, when they got back from, megalodon hunting and all that, we all met up at the crocodile store. And then went to another little gift shop as well. So that was kind of fun. Let the kids all pick out something, from the little gift store that's always, way overpriced for what it should be. It's always super cheap crap, but it's fine. It's just fun for them. One year we came home with hermit crabs. So this year we did not. I will call it a win. Okay, so that was Thursday. And then let's see. What day am I on here? I'm on Friday. Okay. Yep. So Friday, there's a cute little place called Sunrise Bagels and Sunrise Donuts. They're like right next to each other in town. And we were in Topsail Island in North Carolina. So we went, and got bagels and donuts. We thought it'd be fun to get like the specialty stuff. And oh my gosh, those places were like so packed. It was absolutely crazy. Like we had to wait outside and it was raining. It was a rainy day, which is what I'm marking right now on there. I foiled that one as well. So if that one looks janky, that's my fault. But yeah, it was a rainy day. So we went and got bagels and donuts. I don't have any bagel or donut icons, so I just pulled in the avocado toast because it's breakfast. But yeah, we went there and picked out a bunch of different bagels and donuts. I think we spent like $60 on donuts. It was crazy price, but they were like hand dipped and like you could pick your flavors and handmade there and all this stuff. Like you could see them making it. So they were special. That was our special breakfast. I was like, how much money did we just spend on donuts? But everybody enjoyed them and it was enough for everybody. So it was good. And then, yeah, it was a rainy day, so just marked that. But really, we got lucky because this whole week, Friday was really the only, like, really rainy day. I think Saturday morning wasn't even that rainy. I think it was really just Friday. So we had the rainy day, and then we did the bagels, donuts, and my sister and her husband and his 2 kids, they packed up and ended up leaving that day to go home early. So we were all just kind of, hanging out at the house. And then my mom and my sister-in-law, well, she's not quite my sister-in-law yet, but she's almost there. They're engaged. But we all decided to go, she wanted to go visit like a couple. Oh my gosh, I just realized I spelled this wrong in my planner. Oh my gosh, Cassie, I wrote Bumblebee store instead of Bumblebee store. Okay, doing so good. Anyway, she wanted to do some more like gift shoppy things at some of the other little places on the island. So we ran to Dollar General for, I don't even know, probably garbage bags or something that we needed, dish soap, and then went to the little Bumblebee store. I'm so mad I spelled that wrong in here. This is why I don't like writing in my planner because I screw it up every time. But we went to the Bumblebee store, which was adorable. My thing is sweet like honey plans. So of course I had to go to the Bumblebee store, and they had so many fun little bee things. I didn't buy anything, and then my mother went back in and ended up buying me this cute little book. It's called Be More Bee, and it's super cute, and it matches my desk stuff, and I just love it. So that was really sweet that my mom did that. She always likes buying little things, and like we don't live near each other, so she never gets to do that for me. So she was like, I had to do it. So yeah, we did that, and again, just kind of like a lazy-ish day, but just had fun going out and checking out some shops. And then like I've never gone to that Bumblebee store. I've lived here for 7 years, and we go to the beach every year. Like we only live a few hours from the beach, so it's not like I couldn't go, but I've never been. So that was fun. And then I just marked, we took another walk on the beach that night. The kids were having a lot of fun, like crab hunting at night. So they were looking for the ghost crabs. They are like kind of see-through, and they're kind of demonic looking. Like crabs are cute, I think, but these crabs are kind of scary looking. So they were looking for crabs, and so we just had a lot of fun. It's like everybody on the beach at night is looking for crabs. Like everybody has their flashlights out and their buckets, and it's just kind of fun. So we took another walk on the beach that night and went looking for crabs and shells or whatever. I like the little smooth like rocks. I like putting those like in my like a cup or something, you know, that I'm putting pens in to kind of hold the pens in place. So I always look for those little smooth like clear rocks. Let me know in the comments, when you walk on the beach, do you collect shells, rocks? What do you collect? Have you ever gone crab hunting? I was totally okay if we didn't find any crabs. We did find one. My husband, it was a big one. My husband like, you know, took a stick because we thought we saw something, and then it like jumped up at us. It was really cool. So yeah, if I can figure it out, I'll try to put a little video of it in here, because I have a little video of that crab, and it was kind of fun. I don't know if I can figure out how to do that. So I'll see if I can figure out how to add it in here so you can see. But yeah, that was kind of cool. So just use some shells from like the journaling page, and then another shoe from Letters to Apollo, and then the shell divider. That's also from Sadie Stickers, and then another skinny Monk and Marble divider as well. And then our beach trip was coming to an end. So Saturday was the day that we were going home. So this one, I cut up one of the little rectangular boxes and just cut off like the edges with a little foil, because I thought that would be kind of fun underneath like a little square box. So yeah, I'm just cutting the other side of that one there. Just tried something different. I don't know, I was in the mood for different things with this spread. So I just cut that up and put that underneath. And then added some florals in there, because it kind of looked weird then, because I added floral on the top, but then I needed to like do something on the bottom. So I just added some florals, so it kind of all like came together-ish. So I was just marking on there that we were packing and driving home. We had to be out of the house by, I think it was 11. And we had most of our stuff like packed in the house. We just had to pack our cars. So yeah, I'm just doing that. And then I pulled in, what am I doing here? I guess I just putting in all the florals, but I did pull in just a little house icon from my newest addiction, because I felt like that made sense because we were driving home, and I didn't want to pull in another car because I felt like I had enough cars in the spread already. So I just used a little home sticker there, and then started to mark that we were going to the airport using a little airplane for my newest addiction. But you'll see in a minute, I pull that up because I realized that before we took everybody to the airport, we went to the pool. So I kind of had to pull things up so I'd have room in there. So once we got home, everybody, so my mom and my brother and my sister-in-law and the kids, they were using our like bigger family car that we have, and we drove our little car. So we all came home and unloaded, so that way we could take the big car up to the airport and drop them off. But we had a little bit of time to kill in between, and my mom really wanted to go to the pool in our neighborhood. So we took my 3-year-old niece, Mackenzie, and we took the baby too. We took both of them up and let my brother and sister-in-law kind of rest at the house, because flying with little ones is a lot of work. And, it had just been a long week and everything, and we had to get up early to leave. So we took the little ones to the pool for like an hour or so that way they could just hang out at the house and rest a little bit before having to go to the airport. So I ended up pulling in like this little basket. I didn't have anything to really mark the pool. Like I said earlier, I am terrible at buying icons. I do need to remember White Deer Stationery has a sale this weekend. So, once we have that fun budget talk, then I need to order some icons potentially. Because that's one of the things I struggle with the most in my spreads, and it drives me crazy, is that I don't have icons when I need them, and it just frustrates me. So luckily I had this cute little basket. I felt like that was kind of cool enough, because it had like a little towel or something in it. So I just pulled that in and just kind of made it small enough to fit in that space. So that way I can mark going to the pool. And then underneath, was putting in that airplane because I wanted to use that little like skinny space next to the sideways box to mark that we drove everybody to the airport. Pulled in the scallop. I was trying to figure out how to do it, but then I realized I just wanted like part of it. So I just pulled in the blue part of the scallop so that I could have a little something. And then layered over top of that the garland that I had originally had there, and I pulled up. So I just put it back over the little scallop part. And then I always feel like I'm spoiling it when I say things before it happens. Let's see, here we go. There's the garland. And then I pulled in some florals. I did layer some florals underneath the little scallop thing there. Scallop, what is it? Half circle. But I made it a quarter circle. Scallop corner. So then I put the airplane in there for my newest addiction to mark taking the family to the airport. And then underneath that, I didn't really really other than that, all that we did was unpack. So I ended up pulling in one of these little half circles. I knew the scallops from the Gather Layers collections would be too big. So I just pulled in one of these circles from Sadie Stickers. That was a $2 Tuesday a long time ago. And just cut it in half so I could make a little like half circle taco thing out of that. And then I used more of the little circles that were from the Lauren and Paper Towel Plans collab, just so I could add a little bit of foil sparkle in there because I love foil and sparkle. So just put that in there, and then added some florals underneath and then behind it as well, just to kind of decorate it. And that's pretty much it for Saturday. Like I said, it was just kind of chill. I'm one of those people that I like to unpack as soon as I get home, even when it's been an overnight trip, like when we drive up to New York to see family, and we get home after driving all night, like I'm unpacking immediately and starting laundry. Let me know in the comments if you are an immediate unpacker or if your suitcase stays packed for weeks after you get home. I can't stand it. I have to unpack immediately and put my life back together. I don't know. It's just become a ritual for me now. I have to do it. So let me know if you're the same way. But that's basically all we did was unpack and just kind of like hang out and recuperate from our crazy week. Not that it was crazy, really, because it was pretty chill. But I think just emotionally and mentally it ended up being crazier than we anticipated. So we needed a little vacation from our vacation. And then... So Sunday, I just pulled in that floral like hexagon from the kit, or from the add-on, sorry. It was from one of the add-ons. And then I had like the perfect tiny little spot up top for me to put one of the White Deer Stationery Bibles. So I put that in there and used a little bow from Sadie Stickers over that icon. And then just added some of the little, these little branches or like leaf deco from Pretty Pink Co. I love these so much. I don't think she has them in her shop all the time. I know I got them during a $2 Tuesday, but I hope that she brings those back at some point because I will need to stock up on those. They are like so dainty and tiny and perfect, and I love them so much. So I just put them kind of all around that little like wreath thing so that it would add some sparkle. It's just marking that we went to church that morning, and then used one of the little swashes. I always want to say swatch. One of the little swashes from the kit, and pulled in the Target bag from Crafts by Towie. I feel like those icons are always so big, the Target bag ones. I need to find like some smaller ones, but that's what I have for right now. So I pulled in the giant one and that worked. And then I just added a little like leaf from the floral deco page. Just use that to mark that we stopped at Target after church. I have no idea for what, but I just remember we stopped at Target. Probably like water or something. I don't know. And then that little divider is also Sadie Stickers. It just has little anchors in it. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but I did pull that in several different places because I felt like it just brought in the nautical theme. So after Target, then I'm pulling in a garland that is also Sadie Stickers. So after Target, we did go to the grocery store, the one that's like right outside our neighborhood, Food Lion. So I didn't mark that yet. I guess I decided to mark the baseball game first, but my husband had a baseball game that afternoon. Typically his games are like in the morning, afternoon, but this one was like a 4 p.m. game, so that always jacks up my Sunday. But I love going to baseball with him, and I basically help them keep the books because they've had a really hard time. Like a lot of their players that signed up and paid like didn't show up for a lot of the games, and so they didn't have enough guys. So I just started keeping the books so I could be helpful since I was there anyway, since they don't really have anybody in the dugout most of the time. So I went with him to his game. And his games tend to be like an hour away, and he has to be there an hour early. So it's like, you know, if his game's at 4, we have to be there at 3. And that means we have to leave my house by like 2. So, and then with church going from like 11 to 12-ish, it just like, that's my whole day. So, for the baseball game, I just pulled in a couple of the squares and then layered over, I don't think I layered it yet, but the paper trail plans and Lauren collab, I pulled in another one of those. Those came in so handy with this kit, and I'm so glad that I had them. That box there that I'm pulling in, that's the one I ended up using to mark the grocery store. And we ended up going to the grocery store twice. I think we went to get the kids food because we knew we wouldn't be home for dinner, and then came home, got ready for the game, and then I think maybe we had to stop again because we had to pull out money for the umps maybe. I'm not sure, but he had to pay the umps, so it's probably what we were doing. But yeah, I ended up bringing in that paper trail plans little box to add some sparkle, and then that little wave divider is also Sadie stickers. Thought that was kind of cute underneath the floral to kind of just create some division there. And then I brought in some of these little like anchors and like captain's wheel things just to add some more foil deco throughout that was a little bit nautical. And then also added in some more dragonflies. That little baseball icon also is from Crafts by Towie, as well as the shopping cart. So most of the icons in here are Crafts by Towie or My Newest Addiction or Letters to Apollo, I believe, and then White Deer Stationery. But the foil icons were all the other ones. So yeah, just added in all of those. Here's a little wiggle of everything with all the foil. And then this is the kit leftovers and what I didn't use. I did use quite a bit, but I have a lot of like the transparent sheets left, which is great. I will use those in my prayer journal. All right, so that is the finished spread. This is the after the pen look at everything, but thank you guys so much for joining me again for another plan with me. Super appreciate you guys spending time with me and coming to watch and hear all of my craziness with my life. So if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.